Since I've been gone for so long, I'm gonna have to drop an exclusive effect for you guys. This is the money tunnel effect, where you have money flying around your artist or your subject. You don't have to use money for this, you can use paper, and if you subscribe, I'm going to show you how to use clones next. So VFX is all about solving problems, and I've solved this problem about a million times in a million different ways. The way I'm going to show you today is, I think, the easiest. You don't have to learn anything about 3D, and it's all in After Effects with no plugins. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more tutorials, more effects, and make sure you follow my Instagram. Alright, so this is my After Effects composition. Here's the clip we're going to be using, a quick speed ramp I did. First thing we want to do is we want to roto brush him out, but this is not a roto brush tutorial, so I'm going to go super fast. I'm going to duplicate my clip, press Ctrl D, go up here, double click the image, and then go ahead and roto brush him out. You can YouTube roto brush if you having trouble with this step, but I'm going to just do this really fast. Alright, so here's my roto brush, and it is perfectly fine for what we're going to do. So now let's get into the effect. So you'll have a roto brush layer and then a background layer. Here's my roto brush layer. You're going to want to go to your effects and presets, and then you're going to want to type in CC particle, and then CC particle world should come up. Now you're going to want to drag this effect onto your top clip, which should be your roto brush clip. So I'm going to drag it on, and then now it'll turn like this, but don't worry, we'll fix it. First thing is we have to get all rid of this ugliness. So open up grids and guides, make sure your effects and control panel is up, and then go ahead and uncheck all of this. You don't need any of it. Nope, not like that. Alright, so now if you look at it and we play the clip, we'll have this fireworks show that comes up. And what we need to do is, well, we need to have our subject come back in place. So we need to go ahead and close grids and guides, open up extras, and click on this composite with original. Go ahead and click that. Now we'll have our subject come back into the scene, and if you can tell, the particles are already behind him, and he's kind of already integrated in between the particles. So that's why I like this effect so much. Now we just need to make the particles spin around him. So to do that is, we'll go ahead and close this. We'll open up the physics tab, and since we want like kind of a wind tunnel, we don't want any particles falling down, we're going to turn the gravity to 0. And then now we'll have this, and now they're kind of exploding out from the middle. We don't want that, we want it to spin. And so right here where it says animation explosive, go ahead and change that to twirl, twirly, vortex sometimes. So twirl, twirly, and then vortex. And even then, these really only are dependent on your clip, so really just kind of mess with these settings to find whichever the best. Like I said in the beginning, take your time on it. If you don't take your time on it, it's gonna look weird. So right now we have twirl and twirly. I think I'm gonna go with twirly because it just looks more as it like a spinning disc, which is fine. So now we have the spinning disc. We need to kind of elongate. It's just like right here above his chest. So I'm going to go to this producer, open it, and right here where it says radius Y, just go ahead and expand that. So now we have more of a tunnel. There we go, now it's looking more like a tunnel. Now we have so many of these particles that I don't want that many. So right here where it says birth rate, I'm going to change that to 0.5. But keep in mind, when you change how the particle looks, when we change it into money or whatever we want, it's gonna look different. So you might have to change this later. So now we have this crazy tunnel effect with particles flying around him, and he's integrated, and they're integrated with him. So if you do this, you can see they're flying around him sometimes. Okay, now it's time to change the look of the particle itself. So what you can do is you can mask out a certain object from the scene itself. Usually when they flash money or they hold money, I like to use that because it just integrates with the scene better. But if not, you can look up money PNG on the internet and go ahead and drag that into your After Effects. So this is the money PNG. I picked a super fake one just so you guys can see what it looks like. But like I said before, I like to choose money from the scene just because it integrates more. So with this money PNG, I'm going to drag that onto my timeline. Go ahead and drag that onto the top. Since it's a PNG, I don't have to mask it or anything. I just can keep it like this. And then now I'm going to just mute it. Go ahead and hide the money so you don't see it. Select your effect or select your clip again with the effect on, go back to effect controls, and go to, and then now go to particle, and then where it says line right here, go ahead and click textured quad polygon. You don't click textured square, don't click anything else, just click textured quad polygon for paper, for things with 4 sides, or if it has 3 sides, you can click textured tri polygon. All these other ones are good too, but it's just for money, textured quad polygon works best. Alright, so once we do that, nothing's gonna happen because we don't have a texture on it. So right underneath particle type, where it says texture right here, go ahead and open that up, texture layer, go ahead and click the money you just dragged in. And so if you look at it, we'll have money flying around him. And now some of you were gonna finish off right here, but I'm just gonna go through some extra steps to make it look cleaner. So this money doesn't look real, it looks like Monopoly money because, well, other than it looks fake, but it's too small. So what I like to do is right here on the burst size, I like to just increase this to kind of however big money is, I guess right here, 0.64. And I like to just copy that with the dead size, 0.64. Enter. And now if you look, we get more of a money, and that's a little bit too big, but that's fine for this tutorial. And if we activate the background layer, we'll have money flying around him. And now some other things is max opacity, go ahead and change that to 100 because they were looking kind of ghosty before. And then now we'll have something like this. And then I just like to open up the opacity map and then kind of just fill this all the way out so there's really no map to it, it's just a full solid opacity. So if we look at it, we'll have this crazy money effect. To add more of a realistic feeling, I like to add motion blur sometimes. So if you don't see it right here, just go ahead and click toggle switches, add motion blur to the clip, the rotor brush clip. And this only works sometimes, but sometimes it makes it look ghosty. So if you look at it, we'll have the money flying around with motion blur. So they're just messing around with the effects now. This is my final result. If you guys liked the tutorial, make sure you guys subscribe for more. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram. Thanks, peace out later.